The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow across the room as Maya sat at her laptop, her fingers dancing across the keyboard. Her eyes flickered with excitement as she booked a one-way ticket to Jamaica, her heart pounding with anticipation. "You know, Mia, I've noticed you've been distant lately. Is everything all right?" Jacob's voice broke through her trance, causing her to jump in her seat. She quickly minimized the browser window, her heart pounding in her chest. "Oh, Jacob, I didn't see you there. I'm fine, just caught up in some work stuff." "Nothing to worry about," she replied, forcing a smile. His brow furrowed, concern etched on his face. "Are you sure? You seem different. Is there something you're not telling me?" Maya bit her lip, her mind racing with thoughts of her secret plan. She took a deep breath, deciding to play it cool. "No, Jacob, really, it's nothing. Just work stress. You know how it can get sometimes. But hey, I was actually thinking, what if we took a short trip together? We could use a break, don't you think?" Jacob's eyes lit up at the idea. "That sounds wonderful, Maya. Where did you have in mind?" Mia hesitated for a moment, her mind calculating the right words to say. "Well, actually, I was thinking of surprising you with a trip to Jamaica. It's been ages since we've had an adventure, just the two of us." His face lit up with a wide smile, and he pulled her into a tight embrace. "Maya, that's amazing. I love the idea. Let's do it." Internally, Maya's heart raced with a mix of guilt and excitement. She knew she had to keep her true intentions hidden, as the thought of her lover waiting for her in Jamaica consumed her every thought. As the days passed, Mia meticulously planned her escape, making sure to leave no trace behind. She packed her bags with care, slipping in a few sensual outfits that she had purchased for her rendezvous. Her mind buzzed with anticipation, imagining the passionate night she would spend with her secret lover on the sandy beaches of Jamaica. Little did Jacob know that their trip would be anything but a rekindling of their love. Mia was about to embark on a journey that would forever change the course of their marriage, leaving behind a trail of betrayal and shattered trust. The air in the house felt heavy as Maya stepped through the front door, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and guilt. She scanned the room, expecting to see Jacob waiting for her, but instead, she was met with an eerie silence. Panic began to rise within her. "Jacob, are you here?" she called out, her voice trembling slightly. No response. The house seemed deserted, as if Jacob had vanished into thin air. Mia's mind raced with questions, her heart pounding in her chest. She rushed through each room, hoping to find some sign of her husband. Her search led her to their bedroom, and as she swung open the door, her heart sank. The room was in disarray, clothes strewn about, drawers left open. But what caught her attention were the empty spaces where Jacob's belongings used to be. His side of the closet was bare, and the drawers that once held his possessions were now empty. What the hell is going on? Mia muttered to herself, her voice laced with a mix of confusion and fear. Just as panic threatened to consume her, her eyes fell upon a small envelope lying on the bed. With trembling hands, she picked it up and tore it open. Inside was a letter, written in Jacob's familiar handwriting. "Maya, by the time you read this, I'll be long gone. I knew about your plans, your secret trip to Jamaica. I know about your lover waiting for you there. But what you didn't know is that I had my own plan in motion. I've emptied our joint accounts, taken the money we saved together. You won't find a penny left. I've disappeared, leaving no trace behind. You won't be able to track me down, no matter how hard you try. Consider this my revenge, Maya. You thought you could betray me without consequences? Well, think again. Our marriage is over, and I will make sure you pay for your deceit. Goodbye, Jacob." Maya's hands trembled as she read the words, her eyes welling up with tears of disbelief and anger. How could Jacob do this to her? How could he leave her with nothing, with no way to support herself? She sank to her knees, clutching the letter tightly. The weight of her betrayal and the consequences of her actions crashed down upon her, leaving her broken and alone. Maya's world crumbled around her as she struggled to make sense of the chaos that had consumed her life. With the letter from Jacob clenched tightly in her hand, she knew she had to take action. Determined to find answers, she reached out to the authorities, filing reports of fraud, identity theft, and abandonment. Sitting across from a police officer at the local station, Maya's voice quivered with a mix of desperation and hope. "Please, officer, you have to help me. My husband has disappeared, and he took all our money. I don't know what to do." The officer regarded her with a sympathetic expression. "I understand your situation, ma'am. We will do our best to assist you. We'll launch an investigation and try to locate your husband. In the meantime, gather any evidence you have that may help us track him down." Mia nodded, her eyes welling up with tears. "Thank you, officer. I'll do everything I can to help." Days turned into weeks as Maya tirelessly pursued any lead that could bring her closer to uncovering the truth. She reached out to Jacob's relatives and friends, hoping they might provide some insight into his whereabouts. One afternoon, Maya found herself sitting across from her sister, Sarah, her voice trembling with a mix of frustration and desperation. "Sarah, please, if you know anything about where Jacob might be, you have to tell me. I'm at my wit's end." Sarah sighed, her expression conflicted. "Maya, I wish I had answers for you, but I haven't heard from Jacob either. He cut off contact with everyone. I'm just as lost as you are." Tears welled up in Maya's eyes as she grasped her sister's hand. "I can't believe he would do this to me, Sarah. How could he disappear like this? How could he leave me with nothing?" Sarah squeezed her hand reassuringly. "I know it's hard, Maya, but you're strong and you'll get through this. We'll find a way to rebuild your life, with or without him." Maya nodded, her resolve strengthening. She wouldn't let Jacob's betrayal define her. She would fight for justice and reclaim her life, no matter the cost. Maya's determination to find Jacob intensified as the days turned into weeks. She tirelessly continued her search, leaving no stone unturned in her pursuit of the truth. With each dead end, her frustration grew, but she refused to give up. One evening, Maya found herself sitting at a cafe, clutching a cup of coffee in her hands. Across from her sat her best friend, Lisa, who'd been supporting her through this tumultuous journey. Maya's voice trembled with a mix of exhaustion and desperation as she spoke. "Lisa, I feel like I'm hitting a wall at every turn. I've reached out to everyone I can think of, but no one seems to know where Jacob is. It's like he vanished into thin air." Lisa reached across the table, offering a comforting touch. "Maya, I can only imagine how frustrating this must be for you. But remember, we won't stop until we find answers. We'll keep digging, keep searching, and I promise you, we'll uncover the truth." Mia nodded, her eyes filled with a mix of gratitude and determination. "Thank you, Lisa. I don't know what I would do without your support. We'll find him, no matter what it takes." Their hunt led them to countless dead ends and false leads. Maya spent hours scouring social media, online forums, and even hiring private investigators, hoping to find even the tiniest clue that could lead her to Jacob. One day, while scrolling through an online community of travel enthusiasts, Maya stumbled upon a post that caught her attention. It described a man who bore a striking resemblance to Jacob, seen in a remote village in another country. Her heart raced with a glimmer of hope, and she immediately reached out to the person who made the post. Maya's voice quivered with anticipation as she spoke over the phone. "Hello, this is Maya. I saw your post about a man who resembles my husband. Can you please share any information you have? It could be crucial in finding him." The person on the other end of the line hesitated for a moment before responding. "I'm sorry, but I don't have much more information. I only saw him briefly, and he seemed to be in a hurry. But I can give you the name of the village where I spotted him. Maybe that will help. Mia's heart sank slightly, but she clung to the sliver of hope. Thank you so much. Please, anything you can provide will be helpful. I'll do whatever it takes to find him. With the name of the village in her hands, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She knew she had a long journey ahead, but she was willing to travel to the ends of the earth if it meant finding Jacob and getting the answers she deserved. Maya's journey to the remote village in search of Jacob had been long and arduous. Every step she took was fueled by a mix of determination and desperation. As she arrived at the village, a sense of anticipation washed over her. She knew that the final revelation awaited her, no matter what it may be. Maya walked through the narrow streets, her heart pounding with a mix of anxiety and hope. She stopped at a small cafe, her eyes scanning the faces of the locals, searching for any sign of Jacob. Just as doubt began to creep in, she noticed an elderly woman sitting alone at a corner table, her eyes fixed on Maya. Approaching the woman cautiously, Maya mustered the courage to speak. "Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for someone, a man who might have been here recently. His name is Jacob. Have you seen him?" The elderly woman studied Maya for a moment before speaking, her voice filled with wisdom. "Ah, yes, I remember him. A troubled soul he was. He passed through here not too long ago, but he didn't stay for long." Maya's heart skipped a beat. "Do you know where he went? I need to find him." The woman's eyes softened, and she reached out to touch Maya's hand gently. "My dear, I'm afraid he left this village to find his own path. He carried a burden that he couldn't bear anymore. But he left a letter for you, in hopes that it would bring you closure." With trembling hands, Maya accepted the envelope from the woman. Tears welled up in her eyes as she thanked her and found a quiet spot to read the final words from Jacob. As she unfolded the letter, Maya's heart raced with a mix of anticipation and fear. She began to read Jacob's words, written with a blend of regret and sorrow. "Maya, I can't fully express the pain I felt when I discovered your betrayal. I thought we had something special, something unbreakable. But the truth shattered that illusion, and I couldn't bear to face you anymore. I know what I did was wrong. Taking our money, disappearing without a trace. It was an act of revenge, fueled by anger and hurt. But as time passed, I realized that revenge wouldn't bring me peace. It wouldn't heal the wounds we both inflicted on each other. I've left this village in search of redemption, in search of a new beginning. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, Maya, just as I hope to find forgiveness for myself. Goodbye, Jacob." Maya sat there, clutching the letter tightly. Emotions swirled within her, a mix of anger, hurt, and a faint glimmer of understanding. She realized that both she and Jacob had made mistakes, that their marriage had been built on a foundation of secrets and lies. As she looked out into the distance, a sense of acceptance washed over her. She knew that healing would take time, but she was ready to embark on her own journey of self-discovery and growth. Maya would find a way to move forward, with or without Jacob by her side.